Welcome to the RadioU Podcast. Coming up, if you're a finance bro, I have bad news.
Also, is Luka finally taking basketball seriously?
All that and more on the way next. Turns out being an organ donor could get you killed. 8772 RadioU. What sounds ridiculous or like a crackpot conspiracy theory has actually been proven to be an unfortunate reality, according to a new report from the New York Times, where they talked to 55 medical workers in 19 states, so obviously at multiple different hospitals, that say they've witnessed disturbing cases revolving around organ donation, where basically they will be pushed to and do things like administer drugs like morphine to stop reflexes like crying and blinking prior to donation procedures. These types of things where it's like, yeah, maybe the person could actually have a chance of living.
Yeah. And
the organ donation coordinators are pushing, I guess these would be nurses and other hospital staff, to suppress to minimize the chances of them actually recovering, so that they can get the organs that they are hoping for.
Right. They basically are like pushing you to not save a life, to try your best to make sure that they die.
Yeah.
Like, geesh. This is crazy.
I understand if you, this is I feel like a conspiracy theory or a joke that has flown around for a long time.
Sure.
Of should I be an organ donor? Well, I don't know. They're probably going to try to,
and be faster.
Yeah. Then they're not going to want to keep me around. But that sounds like a joke, but it's not a joke, apparently.
No, the New York Times, I believe them to be trusted, reputable. So, they've interviewed people and they seem to be, sharing actual experiences, actual stories that they have witnessed and been a part of in hospitals as medical workers. Now, it's not a huge group of people, but 55 is a respectable number across 19 states. I don't know why my voice is dying. Across 19 states. So it's like that's a decent amount of witnesses to things like this happening, to practices like this happening. This report has been so troubling to the public that actually the health secretary, RFK, he's saying, we need to reform organ donation, just the whole process.
How?
I don't know. I would imagine it's going to take a lot of time to come up with some reformation, whatever they're going to amending, whatever they need to do, the laws are surrounding it. Because the article pointed out, it's like, well, we don't know what any details of potential reform would be. Well, it's going to take them time to come up with something, But
then you probably do have to do, it should be said, this is enough people speaking out that would know that should be taken seriously, but at the same time, this is not proof of anything.
No, they're going to need to do investigations, more investigations on this.
Now, I also think it's worth asking the question, first of all, are you an organ donor?
I am.
Oh, okay. I actually don't even know. Whatever
you want
to
pull out your license and check?
I don't have it with me. But the first time, when I got my first license, I just chose, and it's just always been the same, and that was a while ago. So I don't know. I think I am. But isn't there, would you say when you do sign up to be an organ donor, that if you're in this position here where you're like, oh, maybe they could live, maybe they won't. And it's kind of in the spirit of you being an organ donor that you're like, I could maybe, there's a 0.1 chance that I could come back to life. And even then, what is my life going to be like? Or I could donate my organ and actually really save somebody. I think that's kind of the spirit of being an organ donor. I think that still needs to be taken very seriously by the coordinators and everything. But is that not what? Don't you feel like that's kind of what you're signing up for?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just thinking about let's say it's a mom with kids. She's married, she's got kids. I'm sorry, if there's a chance you could save her life, try it.
Yeah.
Try whatever you can to save a life. In my opinion, that's what the medical industry, that's what doctors and nurses, that's kind of what they're put on earth to do, is they're trying to save lives. And so if they're inhibited from doing that, they're not able to do their job.
It feels like iRobot or something, where they're making the calculate, like, oh, this person has a 1% chance, and who knows what they're going to be like when they come back. Or if we just, and then and then we get their kidney or whatever, all of a sudden this other person has a 100% chance of living.
Yeah.
So I think that there's some, that's, feels like the end of the day with it.
Right. This isn't going to stop me from being an organ donor because it does save so many lives. Like literally so many lives are saved because of this. But I definitely do think there probably needs to be some reform.
Yeah, it's got to be something like that. You just have to take it so seriously and constantly be reevaluating it and making sure that's being done the right way.
Right.
If you haven't seen the videos of Justin Timberlake's tour, it feels like he is phoning it in completely and making a lot of money doing it.
Oh no.
Yeah, these are bad. People are calling it his Giving Nothing tour. Because he is up there and he's not even pretending to be singing. He is either holding the mic out to the crowd or kind of a little bit dancing while the backing track plays, and he is not actually singing. And so people are feeling justifiably upset and ripped off that Justin Timberlake heading out on tour for the first time in 5 years, charging hundreds of dollars just to get in the door, and then he can't even be bothered to sing half a song.
Yeah, I was going to say, this looks awful. This looks like it's somebody that's trying to be Justin Timberlake at like a bad karaoke.
Yeah.
With the weird backing track playing in the background. So I just feel like this is just a joke.
There's one video where he's got like a hoodie covering his entire face so you can't even see him. It's like if you were tasked with pretending to be Justin Timberlake as long as you could.
Yep.
That's what Justin Timberlake is doing.
They sent the understudy out there.
Yeah,
I'm
did.
convinced.
Yeah, there's no chance. And he's trying to. It's not that he's not trying completely because he's trying to he's phoning it in as much as he can without actually completely just sitting down on stage and giving up. Because he is holding the mic out to the crowd, making it like an interactive thing, but it's really not. It's really him not singing and not putting in the effort on dancing either.
No, he's just doing a little bit of like shoulder shimmying and just like bopping back and forth as if he's like hearing a song he doesn't know at a wedding. And you're just moving and you're like, okay, yeah, maybe move on to the next song.
I love the TikTok, the guy who says, I got an iced coffee in the same amount of time before Justin Timberlake actually started singing in this song in his concert. Like you go through the drive-thru at Starbucks, get your drink, and Can't Stop This Feeling could be playing, and Justin Timberlake still wouldn't have come in until after they hand you the coffee.
That's crazy. Yeah, I feel like this is a real waste of money. I would demand a refund.
Yeah. So it's been so long since he's been on tour too. Like you'd be so excited, and then to see this.
What a disappointment.
So yeah.
If you're a huge JT fan, you got to be sad.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I expect better from Justin Timberlake. I don't know what my expectations are, but they're better than this.
They're more than this.
Yeah. From sidekick to star, Donkey's finally getting his own movie. 8772 Radio U. Eddie Murphy, the voice of Donkey, of course, confirmed this, saying that they're doing a Donkey movie. The quote is, Donkey's going to have his own movie, own little story with his dragon wife and his kids that are half dragon and half donkeys.
I love it, and I feel like this is what's due for Donkey, really. We got a Puss in Boots movie. We deserve a Donkey movie.
So Eddie Murphy says that it's going to have his dragon wife and kids.
Yeah.
So this is a continuation of Shrek. I just always assumed that Donkey was always with Shrek all the time.
I mean, he's married now. I thought they were
basically inseparable.
He's married now, though. Like, don't you know, like when your friends get married?
Yeah, you drift apart.
Yeah. You kind of always think you'll be together with your friends. You'll hang out all the time. But then they get married and they have kids and now they've got other things they need to do.
Yeah.
And you barely see them anymore.
That's true. And I'm sure they'll come up with some roundabout conceit to why Donkey has to, why they have to venture off and not just stay in the swamp with Shrek.
Right.
So that'll be interesting to see. I'm interested in Shrek 5 too, which is supposed to be coming out next year.
Yeah, we're gonna get Shrek 5 before we get this movie,
which makes sense.
Yeah, but
because we've already seen a little taste of Shrek 5 as well. Like they put out a teaser or whatever.
Right, which was interesting.
With Zendaya.
Yeah. But Eddie Murphy did mention that while they're, working right now on that sequel, the Shrek 5, he said that production for the new Donkey movie will start in September. So that's really quick.
They're getting right on it.
Yeah.
Well, you got to keep it at the top of people's minds. Like right after Shrek 5 comes out, you don't want to have too long of a time for people to forget about that before you come back to that well and get Donkey going in there. So now is the time where we need to open up the RadioU hotline.
877-2-RADIO-U.
And ask who is the next character that needs their own spin-off movie or TV show.
Ooh, just any character.
If you could pick anybody, movie or TV, kind of a side character that's never gotten the spotlight, who should it be?
I like this question.
8772-RADIO-U. I know. I think there's a lot. I mean, TV, I feel like, lends itself more to spinoffs than movies, but there's definitely a bajillion options here.
Oh, 100%.
So let's see what people are saying. 8772-RADIO-U. Which TV or movie side character deserves their own time to shine in their own movie or TV show? We'll see what people are saying coming up. We have the RadioU hotline open.
877-2-RADIO-U.
We want to know which TV or movie characters deserve their own spinoff now that Donkey from Shrek is getting his own spinoff. It's official.
Yep.
Who's next? Let us know your thoughts. We can start with Josh, who says the Costanza Chronicles. He wants more George from Seinfeld.
I love it.
Yeah, I could never get anything Seinfeld. I can't get enough.
Yep.
Basically, that's what I say.
Yeah, I love that as an option. I need to open up to see people's texts here real quick.
Well,
Sorry.
I'll tell you the next one too. Zach, this is creative, but I love the idea. He says, what about Short Round from Indiana Jones?
Ooh, yes.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
Yes.
The actor, Ke Huy Quan, right? He's back into acting, a bigger name again. And he says it would be neat to see what adventure he got into after meeting Indy.
I love that. That is a great idea.
Yeah.
I think how we mentioned how TV shows actually lend more into this, and this happens a lot more with TV shows where you do see spinoffs like Better Call Saul.
Right.
And, those work. But weirdly enough, I think the movie ones are slept on a lot more, where it actually would be cooler to see more movie characters that are like side characters get their own like mini series.
Yeah, I think Short Round, a mini series, would definitely make a lot of sense.
Would be awesome. I was telling you off the air, one of my favorites, recent examples of this was the Penguin. And he was in the Batman movie from Matt Reeves starring Robert Pattinson. And Colin Farrell did such a great job in the movie that Matt Reeves got very inspired by that and created a little series on HBO Max just starring Colin Farrell and like some other characters that were introduced that weren't really in the movie. And it was actually really, really well done. Just got nominated for like so many Emmys.
Yeah.
So I think the movie ones would actually be cool to do more spinoffs.
Yeah, it's a challenge with that because like of all the continuity and stuff. And but at the same time, the payoff can be so good.
If you do it well,
like
it can
with
be
the
done.
Penguin for sure.
Right. It can be awesome. William, he has a great one here. Mushu from Mulan.
I was literally thinking about that one, especially with Eddie Murphy in mind.
Yes.
Mushu would have to have, like any of those characters, especially when they're like ageless or whatever,
right?
Where they have to have had different similar scenarios they've gone through,
right,
to the one that you see in the main movie. That it just makes sense that you would bring back Mushu. He could have a totally different, like it doesn't have to be with Mulan at all. Who else has he been involved with in the past?
Right.
Or in the future.
Exactly. Because he's been able to travel through time. So yeah, it'd be really cool to see some other stories with Mushu. Mine that I was thinking of was actually an animated one as well. I would love to see more of a backstory on Flynn Rider from Tangled. So I love Flynn's character.
So you want prequels on Flynn Rider?
Why did he become the way he did?
Yeah.
Like what led him to that
Or
point?
Eugene, right?
Technically his name's Eugene, but he goes by Flynn Rider. But they show all these wanted posters at the beginning of the movie. So he's been up to some mischief here. How did he get this way?
Let's get an live action anti-hero, dark gritty backstory on Flynn Rider.
I'd be down weirdly enough.
I like Destinies. This is another one I feel like I would have said, and that is Abed and Troy from Community.
Yes.
Which I feel like that might have even been like suggested, talked about, kicked around as a possible idea, and then,
I'm sure.
For sure Donald Glover moved on from Community, and that probably was the end of that. My other one too is like basically any character from The Office would also be interesting to see, particularly
Outside.
Creed.
Yeah.
What if we got a Creed backstory? We were talking prequels. What if we had a Creed prequel?
Yes.
Before he wound up in Scranton? That would be much watched TV.
That absolutely
Must
would
watch
be.
TV.
You know, another one that we need more backstory on.
Who's that?
Tanya from White Lotus.
Yes.
I want a Tanya series.
Just more Jennifer Coolidge.
Exactly.
I'm down. Allie, tell everyone what you just told me about Shirley Temple.
I have seen every Shirley Temple movie ever.
Yeah, and this is something you mentioned that I totally missed on the show yesterday.
Yes.
I missed it, but then I was reminded of it, and I had to question you about it. But it goes further than that. I mean, saying you've seen every Shirley Temple movie is wild to begin with.
Why?
That's a wild thing. I haven't seen one Shirley Temple movie.
You haven't seen one?
No. What's she in? She's in Annie, right?
Yeah.
Is that the most famous one?
She's not.
She's not in Annie?
I don't think she's in Annie.
What is she in? What is Shirley Temple even in?
I mean, is she in Annie?
You should know. You're obviously the expert.
Obviously. Well, weirdly enough, one of my favorite movies from her was actually when she had stopped acting like when she was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And then she like came back and did like a Western called Fort Apache. And I actually really like that movie. But
I see that on the list
Little
here.
Princess is probably my favorite. Heidi's really good.
Maybe I'm thinking of Heidi and not
I was going to say,
Annie.
I'm pretty sure
I
she's
don't
not in
see
Annie.
Annie
The little
coming up
girl
on
that is in Annie does have curly hair.
Yeah.
But it's not Shirley Temple. That was made like 30 years after Shirley Temple was making movies.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah.
So, geez, you really are a Shirley Temple expert. Okay, so not only, though, have you seen every Shirley Temple movie, but what I really want everyone to know is that you said, I mean, you can take the words out of my mouth here, but you wanted to be Shirley Temple.
When I was little, I wanted to be Shirley Temple. I loved Shirley Temple. Okay, and we had all of like the movies of Shirley Temple's movies.
Yeah.
And so I would watch them all the time. And I loved musicals and all of that stuff. And so, yeah, I was kind of obsessed with Shirley Temple. And when I was about 6 years old, I cut my I didn't cut it, but my mom cut my hair for the first time. Like my hair had never been cut before. And so it was like short at my shoulders. And my mom would sometimes curl my hair, like put it in curlers overnight.
Yeah.
And so she did it for the first time after cutting my hair. And when I woke up, my curls were like super tight into my head. And I looked like Shirley Temple. And I was so excited. I was like, on the moon, basically, about being able to go to school that day looking like Shirley Temple.
How old were you when this happened?
6.
6? What was the reaction at school?
I don't remember. I don't remember if anyone was like saying anything.
None of the teachers were like, interesting look today,
No,
Allie.
I don't remember. I'm pretty sure the curls probably didn't last very long because I don't think we put any like hairspray in it or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was so excited to look like Shirley Temple because as a kid, I wanted to be her.
All right. Now tell everybody the other girl you wanted to be when you grew up.
Yes. I had a Britney Spears hairbrush and I wanted to be Britney Spears. Like I wanted to basically have like a singing career.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm going to be like Britney Spears.
A juxtaposition in a way. You went from Shirley Temple to Britney Spears, but like, what is it? What is it about you that drew you to being a child that's abused in entertainment that you were drawn to?
Oh no, I don't know. But I loved music. So any girl that did music, I was like, I'm in.
And now look where you are now.
Not doing music.
Yeah, not like either of them. But you know what?
Honestly, thank goodness.
Much like them, though, you do get the spotlight.
Sure. Well, this topic today for Right Up My Alley, Hudson, is inspired by Shark Week.
Oh, yeah.
We recently had Shark Week.
I keep logging into HBO Max and it's showing me all the shark stuff still trending.
Yes, it is. And so recently, because we were talking about Shark Week, I was kind of watching some ocean documentaries and I was reminded of some of my favorites, which are all about the Mariana Trench, which is like the deepest part of the ocean.
Right.
So I thought it'd be fun to ask you some questions about the Mariana Trench.
Okay.
All right. And if you've ever heard of Right Up My Alley before, you can play along. You can text in the answers to these questions, 8772-RADIO-U. I've got 3 questions for Hudson. They get progressively harder.
I'll warn you, as far as I know, the only thing I know about the Mariana Trench is that August Burns Red has a song called Mariana Trench, which is very good, but that's the only... And I guess there's a band called Mariana Trench also.
Okay, well,
I don't know anything about them either.
Haven't heard of that band, and I haven't heard of that August Burns Red song, so I'm going to have to go listen to it.
Listen to that.
Yeah. All right, so the first question is, what ocean is the Mariana Trench located in?
Okay. What kind of fool do you take me for? It's in the Pacific Ocean, right?
It is. Good job.
I'm not a fool.
Had to give you an easy first starter question just to kind of test where your knowledge is at. 'Cause some people may not know that.
It boosted my confidence, too.
Yes. All right, next one. The Challenger Deep is the deepest known point of the seabed, and it lies in the southern part of the Mariana Trench. What famous director took a submersible to the Challenger Deep?
Okay. I think I know this one, too. I believe, because this is totally the type of guy that would do that. James Cameron.
It was indeed James Cameron. He took a submersible to Challenger Deep, which is not an easy thing to do.
He was doing that for you.
Well, no, he was doing it for himself, but but he is actually very well versed in that field.
Yeah.
He has taken a submersible down to the Titanic crash site 30 times. So he has done this type of stuff a lot.
He has an unhealthy obsession with that and Avatar.
Yeah, pretty much just any deep thing in the ocean he's going to go to. All right, hardest question for you, final question for you.
I'm 2 for 2.
All right, yeah, you're doing pretty good. All right, much of the Mariana Trench is in what they call the Hadal Zone, which is the deepest region of the ocean, depths of 3.7 to 6.8 miles down. Why is it called the Hadal Zone?
It's named after Billy Hadal, of course.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
It's named after the Greek god Hades, god of the underworld.
Yes, of course, Hades.
Yes.
They could have just called it the Hades region.
Well, they just thought they'd be fun and call it the Hadal Zone.
Yeah, I wonder, have we moved on in this day and age of naming every single thing after Greek and Roman gods?
I think we probably have.
Yeah.
But clearly when the Hadal Zone was named, we were still in that phase.
It's so, because that wasn't, like, we weren't celebrating or glorifying Greek and Roman gods when they discovered that.
No.
But for some reason, they were still naming stuff after them.
Right.
And all the planets, too.
All the planets are named after them. Yeah. So, I mean, they have cool names. We can't deny that.
That is true for many of them.
Hades is a cool name.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. I guess it makes sense because, like, if it's deep, it's like, is this where, the door to where Hades would be?
I think that's the myth,
thinking.
Right?
And there's lots of volcanoes there, right? Volcanoes are like where the lava, like the whatever it is, leaks out of the earth. So
it's the
vents. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, the vents. Yeah, it's a pretty tumultuous area of the ocean.
An area full of tumult. Well, I think I did pretty good.
Yeah, 2 out of 3. Not bad.
Yeah.
The past couple times we've done Right Up My Alley, you've got nothing.
Well, let's not remember those. Let's think about this time where 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Not bad.
We are once again opening up the RadioU hotline for you.
8772-RADIO-U.
Get in the group chat and let us know an outdated word or phrase that you want to bring back.
Ooh.
Because there's some cool lingo from history.
Yeah.
That honestly, like sometimes I get obsessed with it.
Okay.
I start thinking of like, man, I wish that everybody would just say this or would know what I'm talking about. Here, I'll tell you the first ones that come to mind and we can jump from there.
Tell me.
I love how people used to say out of sight.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
That's out of sight.
I really like out of sight as something like basically that means cool or interesting or whatever.
It's epic.
Yeah. Along those similar lines and from that same time period, groovy.
I love groovy. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, groovy and out of sight. I want to bring those back.
It's groovy, baby.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah. So 8772 Radio U. There's where we start. But there's more. Like there's so many.
So many.
That's like from the 60s and 70s, right? Those phrases. You could go back even further.
Oh my goodness. That's what I'm thinking too. I'm like, there's some phrases that I'm like thinking of, from like the 1800s, 1700s. I'm like, I would actually love to say those again.
Yeah. I'm thinking like Prohibition times. I think
a speakeasy.
Yeah, I think there's I think there's definitely some phrases that it's just like, how can we work this in to everyday life again in 2025?
Okay.
8772 Radio U. Start thinking about outdated words and phrases that you wish we could bring back. And then you know what? It's on us to bring them back.
Yeah, we got to start saying them.
The challenge begins today. So 8772 Radio U. We'll see what people are saying coming up. Julie says, Hudson, you actually stole mine. I think we should talk like the characters on Scooby-Doo.
Yes. Groovy. Yes. I love it. Also, speaking of Scooby-Doo, Jeepers. Come on.
Oh, I love Jeepers. Actually, one of the things I was thinking of, like, there used to be so many good old-timey exclamations.
Ah, yes.
Like, egad. That I think if we brought that back,
right,
I think that would be fun. Or gadzooks, when you're shocked by something.
Right. Yeah. Heavens to Betsy.
Yeah, seriously, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, there was so many better things that we said. Well, you were mentioning how you had several from like the 60s and 70s with out of sight and groovy.
Yeah.
Another one that I actually say sometimes still, far out. That's far out.
That's far out,
That's
man.
another like 70s, 60s
like
term.
Cheech and Chong.
So I like that one a lot.
Dylan says that when somebody's talking about something he knows about, he'll go, I'm hip. Which is definitely a throwback. He also says, dig that or you dig.
You dig it?
Yeah.
I like it.
I can dig it, Dylan. I can dig it.
Heard from Ryan. He gave us 3. He goes, booyah.
Oh,
that's a
from
throwback.
The 90s, right?
Yep. Snazzy.
I say snazzy sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't even know what time frame that would be from.
I don't know. I think that one kind of transcends a few different generations.
It seems to have a little more staying power.
It does. And then slick.
Yeah, that's slick.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that.
And then he also just sent a bunch of memes of like Gretchen from Mean Girls trying to make fetch a thing.
Stop trying to make fetch a thing. I like Gus. Gus says scram.
Scram.
Yeah. Now scram.
Scram. Get out of here.
Yeah. Go on and get. Another one I feel like, does this count? I say this a lot of times. I'll go gangway.
Oh,
but that's like piratey, isn't it?
Yeah, like you're climbing aboard or something.
Yeah, like get out of the way. But I'll say gangway coming through.
Well, I've got a list here, and there's some of these, and I'm like, yeah, absolutely, we need to bring some of these back. Like I mentioned the Heavens to Betsy one. That's a fun one to say. Also, burning the midnight oil.
Well, I'd have to actually do that first. I'd have to actually work late into the night.
Yeah,
to
which
be able to say
neither
that.
of us do.
No,
so the cat's pajamas.
Oh, I love that. I love cat's pajamas, and so that's another way of saying cool, right?
Yes.
And then just calling people cats, like how you,
how
you doing, my cool cat?
He's a cool cat.
Yeah, he's a real cool cat.
Is my favorite song by Queen. By the way, just throwing that out there.
What about this one from Jeff, who says, "That's the ticket."
That's the ticket.
Yeah, I love
don't think I've heard that
You've
before.
never heard somebody go like, I feel like it's from Charlie Brown or something.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I can imagine, like if somebody comes up with a good idea, you're like, that's the ticket? You've never heard anybody do that?
No.
Well, we need to bring it back.
The little snap, too. That was great.
Yeah,
that was great.
Like, that's it.
Speaking of Charlie Brown, I still say good grief. And I think people...
yeah, that's not outdated.
I feel like no one really says it anymore.
Yeah.
Like, good grief, I don't feel like I hear it anymore.
Yeah, maybe not. maybe not as much, but it is. I mean, Charlie Brown is always relevant, and so therefore, so is Good Grief.
Yes, 100%.
8772 Radio U. If you can think of any other outdated words or phrases that need to be brought back in 2025. We're always talking about like the new slang that gets overdone, and then people want to cancel it.
Right.
But how about bringing back some stuff that didn't get enough time in the spotlight?
Or it's been gone for so long that it feels new. It feels new again and refreshing.
Like the cat's pajamas.
The cat's pajamas.
The bee's knees.
Yeah, the bee's knees.
We'll need your verdict on this one at 8772 Radio U. A man has sued Google after Google captured him naked in his yard using their Google Street View cameras.
Oh, no. Why was he naked in his yard?
Well, he has a 6.5 foot tall fence, explicitly, it seems, meant to keep out the prying eyes of his neighbors. So if he wants to be naked in the comfort of his own yard, that's his choice, right? It's his property.
I guess.
Nobody should be able to see him.
Yeah.
But I guess that fence wasn't designed with Google Street View cameras in mind, which had the camera at the right angle at the right time while he was out there in his yard, able to and it happened to catch his butt on camera. And if you go on Google Street View, if there's people faces in Google Street View, those are blurred out.
Yeah.
But Google Street View wasn't smart enough to blur out his butt.
No way!
So his actual naked butt was posted on
Google
at his address on Google Street View.
Google, no!
He has sued Google, and so now the question is, does Google owe him money, or is it his fault for being naked outside, even though he was technically on his own private property?
Yeah.
8772 Radio U. Now, this is a case that I actually do have a verdict on, the official verdict, but just based off of these parameters, these circumstances, what would you rule? 8772 Radio U. Yet again, to summarize, man naked in his yard, 6.5 foot fence, not tall enough to block out the Google Street View camera as it rolled by, and it posted his naked butt on Google Street View at his address. Should he win any money? How much money would you give him? What should Google give him if they should give him any? 8772 Radio U. Let's see what people are saying. We are doing You Be the Judge. Here's the case once again, the quick version. A man in Argentina, a police officer no less, has sued Google after one of their Street View cameras managed to photograph and post his bare naked butt at his address on Google Street View, even despite his 6.5 foot tall privacy fence. Should this man win any money from Google for what they've put him through, or was this all his own fault for being naked outside in the first place? 8772 Radio U. First verdict coming in from Regina, who says they should give him some money for distress and then ensure their system is better set up to check for this, because what if it caught and posted worse? Another verdict coming in from Dylan, who said he did that to himself. I get it's his privacy, but it's not exactly behind closed doors. He was playing with fire there. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of get that, actually.
Yeah.
And then we also heard from Ryan, who said it's called a privacy going the opposite direction. It's called a privacy fence for a reason. So I think he is owed something for the embarrassment.
And then Tim said, law states if you can see it from in public, you can take a picture of it.
Yeah, and here's where, before I'll tell you and I want to know your thoughts, Allie, too, but my thing is, like, what if he was inside his house, but he had the windows open, he was parading around naked? Like, can he get upset about Google doing that? Because it's like, you're the one who has the windows open.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a lot to ask that your fence is just like, it's not a force field that makes everybody else not able to see you naked.
Right.
It helps, but it's not necessarily...
Not 100% foolproof.
Yeah, exactly. Clearly.
Yeah. Well, I think I probably side a little bit more with the man that his privacy was, stepped on by this Google Street View camera, mainly because I think Google should obviously have it in their technology to blur out any type of stuff like this. Any people, any, obscene images. So it's crazy to me that this was even able to be posted on Google.
I think that's where I fall as well, that it's not that they took a picture of him because he was out and about and that's his own problem.
Yeah.
Even if, it's not Google's problem that his fence wasn't high enough for their cars. But because they actually posted it online at his address. I mean, obviously, where else would it be? But like, they're showing the world that this is what the guy's butt looks like at this address in Argentina. That should have been caught somehow, I would think. And because it wasn't, they should owe him money. And the facts of the case, it has been resolved in Argentina. Google has to pay this man $12,500, which I think it feels so small compared to so many other things.
Drop in the bucket for Google.
But it feels like that's probably about right.
Yeah, I think that's more than enough. And I think Google just now needs to write something in their code that will make sure anything like this gets blurred out in the future.
Yeah, I think they need to work on that. Google has paid out more for other similar things. They paid out a $13 million settlement in a class action lawsuit accusing them of collecting personal information using Street View as well. So,
ooh, that's crazy.
Yeah, I feel like they could have been like posting somebody's naked butt online is one thing.
Yeah.
But like if they're able to, what kind of information they're able to glean just from taking a picture of your house.
Right.
And like figuring stuff out from that. Like I don't think a person's going through, but you know what I mean? Like just the AI stuff they could probably do with that these days. That is concerning.
That's definitely dangerous, and I can see why that would be a lot more of a high-profile, court case.
And a reason why it makes it financially viable for them to be sending these cars out to take all these pictures. That's a big job.
And that's true.
Done it for like the whole world.
Yeah, they
and
are
repeatedly
everywhere.
over and over again they update it.
Right.
How can that possibly be profitable? Only with devious means.
Well, but Google has a lot of people paying to be advertised on Google.
Yeah.
Because people search things on Google.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So the
they're
verdict,
making money.
Google is guilty. If you're a man in finance with a trust fund, 6'5", and blue eyes, I have some bad news. 8772 Radio U. That's for a while been considered the ideal man, right?
Yeah, it was a very desirable...
Sought after.
Yeah, like you wanted the guy in finance.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Yeah, new survey by the dating app The League has found, they went through and just asked all the different kinds of professions, which ones, when you're single on The League, what kind of profession would be the best profession for your partner to have.
Okay.
And finance came in all the way down at number 8 on the list.
Now, I will ask, was this survey given to both guys and girls?
I think so.
Because that may contribute. Because I feel like girls still really do like a guy in finance. But maybe the guys are intimidated by a woman in finance.
Not enough to overcome. Even if some women still like it, it's not enough to overcome. I guess that the men do not like it at all.
I don't know if they don't like it at all or just they want something else. They want a nurse or something. I don't know.
8th place is pretty bad to me.
I mean, that's pretty low. When you first told me it was at 8th place, I was kind of shocked. But maybe that's why. Maybe it's because it's more of a gender thing. Like girls want that, but guys don't care.
Yeah, that could be it. But I will tell you, you mentioned nurse. Being in healthcare was the clear number 1.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So like doctor, nurse.
Which surprised me because I know if this is, let's say, I'm assuming this is like men and women equally were surveyed for this. I know several guys that would not want to get involved with a nurse, which is the common, like females in healthcare are more often nurses.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a lot of guys that like that's a no for them.
Really?
Not necessarily a red flag, but it's like, well, I mean, you're nurses, you work crazy hours.
That's true. You do work a lot.
Yeah.
12-hour shifts.
A lot of school stuff. Like there's a lot of, I think, reasons why. I understand why I admire people that go into that. I also feel like I understand why that would be a tougher sell for a partner sometimes.
It's definitely not an easy profession at all. And I anyone that becomes a nurse, anyone that becomes a doctor, like, thank you, because you do have to dedicate a lot of time to get training for those type of jobs. But yeah, that would be hard with relationships when you're working like 3 12-hour shifts a week, but you do also have the off.
Yeah, in the middle of the night sometimes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But you do have off time as well. So, but I also have had guy friends that are really attracted to girls that are nurses. So I don't know. It seems like there's an equal balance there.
Yeah. But I mean, I think we can all agree though, like a doctor, come on.
I mean,
once you're done with the school, you make a lot of money. Sometimes like you get it seems to me you get some pretty good time off situations.
Okay.
So I think depending on what kind of doctor you are. So I can, especially the long-term plan. Yeah. Like a doctor would be great to get in with.
Yeah, sure.
That's a number one. Education was very high on the list as well.
Okay.
Education and then emergency, like EMT, paramedic kind of thing was number 3. If we keep going down the list, lawyer, business, science, tech, all ahead of finance.
Wow.
So finance just not very desirable anymore.
Ahead of finance.
Yeah.
That's surprising. But I guess it is well paying. Maybe people are more worried about the pay than
I think
the type of people that work in these jobs.
I think, and this is again maybe more of the people I know, but like guys and girls, like you really just want somebody that's set up financially.
You want somebody that makes money.
Yeah. This is so much more important than like prestige and like, I don't know. And like, yeah, that's the top thing. It's like, can they make money so that I don't have to worry about making money?
Yeah. But I guess that doesn't track with the education being number 2. Because let's be real, teachers underpaid.
That's accurate. Many men after a bad breakup. Luka Doncic is using his trade from the Dallas Mavericks as motivation. 8772 RadioU to get in shape. Yeah. I don't know if you saw, he's on the cover of Men's Health magazine. The headline is Luka Doncic 2.0 has entered the chat. They have a whole write-up where they spend time with Luka Doncic to find out how he is getting in shape, which has been a huge criticism of him in the past and part of the reason why presumably the Mavericks decided to trade him. He's spent this offseason trying to prove them wrong and get ready for the upcoming season. Allie, there's plenty of pictures of Luka Doncic. He definitely looks better.
He looks in really good shape because, in all honesty, even though we were kind of laughing at what the Mavericks were saying because they took it to an extreme, they were like, he's going to go into an early grave. Like, It's like, he's not that bad, guys. But it is true for an NBA player. He definitely was on like the bigger side, and he would come into a season after the summer break where you would be like, okay, yeah, he needs like a month before he's actually ready to go, because he was just slower at the start of every season, and it would take him a while to finally get into actual NBA shape. So I think this is great for his career that he will just be ready to go when the season starts.
I hope that this lasts and that it really is as big of a change as it seems like, because there's no pictures of him with his shirt off, which is disappointing, but there is.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, like for us to really know. But you can see, I feel like where you can tell a big difference, like he's always, like he's an NBA player, he's strong.
Yeah.
But you can tell from his face.
Yes.
That might sound a little crazy, but a lot of people, when like you can just tell that they've lost weight or gained weight just from how their face looks.
100%.
And his face looks like he's thinner, like he's in better shape now.
I think the face actually is the place where you can tell the most when people have lost weight. And so, yeah, I would agree with you.
At least like the weight that you don't need.
Yeah, well, yeah, like it's a place that retains like water weight.
Yeah.
And so it can easily shed when you do lose weight. That can, be a place where it impacts early. So yeah, I feel like that definitely gives it away. But also he just looks more toned.
Yeah.
Like his arms look more toned, his legs look more toned. So he's just looks overall more healthy.
There's no doubt, like he has been going through this training program, I think, in Croatia, where first of all, he did something that he says he's not done before, and that is take an entire month off, which his trainer told him to do.
Okay.
You got to take a month off after the season and not do anything basketball related.
Wow.
He's really never done that.
Yeah.
And then then now he's been going through this training regimen with, getting not just doing basketball stuff, but obviously getting training in other ways, strength training, to get himself in shape. And so, granted, like we also always have to keep in mind too, these are like the best pictures that Men's Health magazine chose to post, and they're photoshopped, I'm sure, or just
probably edited. I doubt they're photoshopped, but they're edited to be nicer, look better.
So we'll see when he's actually on the court this season. But it's also, again, fan of Luka, rooting for him in the Lakers. I think it'd be fun if they do well this year. But kind of ridiculous. He's making like $45 million a year, and it took this to get him into shape. Like,
I know.
You couldn't be bothered to get in shape before now.
I know. Yeah, that really is kind of a sad thing where it's like, okay, you should have been doing this the whole time. Because also, if you look at a player like, let's say, LeBron James, his teammate, a player that's had a lot of longevity in the NBA, continues to be successful in the NBA.
It's like his whole thing.
Yeah, and he has been very open about how much money he spends on his body every single year, especially during the offseason, to train and make sure that he stays in peak health and great shape to be able to play like how he plays. And it's a lot of work to stay that way. And so I think Luka's now realizing how much work that takes.
The movie event of the holidays just dropped its trailer. It's not too early to start thinking about the holidays, right? 8772 Radio U. We do have the RadioU Christmas in July channel going after all.
I was going to say, and that's about to wrap up, so our minds are going to start looking ahead.
Yeah, we'll go very quickly from listening to Christmas music to when's the next time we can do Christmas stuff.
Yeah, we'll start thinking of actual Christmas.
But back to the trailer. The trailer is for the new Avatar movie, Avatar Fire and Ash, the third film in the Avatar series. It comes out on December 19th. Allie, did you watch the trailer?
I did.
And what are your thoughts?
I gotta say, it's looking a little mid to me.
Yeah? Have you seen them both of the first two?
I have. And I actually really did like the last one, which was Way of Water, I believe. Mm-hmm. And I feel like both the first one and Way of Water, the story's nothing incredible. The visuals absolutely are incredible. They both look fantastic. And I think that's what stands out about the Avatar movies. You're not really going for like the best storytelling ever.
Yeah.
But you're going for some of the best visuals ever. But the visuals in the trailer so far really aren't wowing me. It's actually kind of, in all honesty, I think the best description for it is mid. It's just okay.
I thought that too. I did watch the trailer. I never saw the second movie because I didn't like the first one. But there is something, and I don't know if it just doesn't translate as well when you're watching it on your phone or a computer screen versus obviously it will look much better in theaters, right?
Sure.
But it still didn't seem like it has the same kind of finish to it as the first one, which came out years ago.
Yeah.
And now the second one that's still pretty recent. There was something that was just more impressive about seeing those than this one. And you mentioned it. The reason that I didn't ever watch the second one and why I do not care about this one is if you took away, like if this was a story all about humans that are in their human form, you would not care about it at all, right? Like you wouldn't care. So to me, the blue people and like, yes, it is kind of dazzling, but dazzling can get me to watch something for a little while, not for like 3 hours of characters I do not care about.
Right. Yeah. I would say that's a good summary of the Avatar movies. It's like a very basic storyline that we've seen time and time again.
Yeah.
But the visuals are something we haven't seen before, and that's kind of what captured people's attention to begin with. I think they may have made a mistake. James Cameron may have made a mistake by making the water one the second movie.
Okay.
I think the water is so much more beautiful, and blue, there's been studies on this.
Yeah.
Blue is a very appealing color to the human eye. We love it. And red, not as much, not as appealing. And so I think the red just doesn't translate. It's not as cool.
Maybe he had to do the blue one next to get it jump started again because people might not have cared.
Yeah. The visuals
once you get the second one going and people, I don't know if they loved it, but they spent a lot of money to go see it.
Right.
And so now he's got the ticket to make all these other ones.
I hope this is the last one.
No. There's more coming.
No.
There's more.
We don't want any more.
I didn't even think about that, but your point is so good, though, because there's a reason that people vacation to what? beaches and not volcanoes most of the time.
Yeah.
And this one is all fire and ash. So it makes a lot of sense.
It's fire
actually.
and ash, and it looks very like tonally like the same.
Yeah.
And I remember the contrast in the second one was gorgeous, very gorgeous visuals, even from the first trailers we saw, where we're like, oh, we're back with the Avatar world. And maybe that's kind of what the appeal was too. It had been so long since we'd been to Pandora. It, was kind of a novelty to go back. And now that it's like, oh, we're here again and it doesn't look as good this time around.
Yeah.
The novelty's worn off.
Part of it to me is like James Cameron's tone about the whole thing. Like acting like this is all groundbreaking. And I understand the visuals, especially in the first one, that was a groundbreaking movie to be made.
Yeah.
But the story is not groundbreaking. And so at this point, again, like it's the shine is worn off. The novelty has worn off too when you've seen it so recently.
Right.
Like it's just not, even if you were excited at first, I feel like it's hard to keep getting excited about a story that doesn't feel that interesting.
No, and they don't really give you any story beats or really many story beats in the trailer. So it looks like the story is going to be even worse in this one, where you're going to be like, okay, are they seriously fleeing to another part of the planet
Yeah.
and people are following them again? Like it's just going to be a rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
I'm not really in for that.
8772 Radio U. If you've seen the new Avatar trailer, let us know your thoughts. Regina texted in and said, Avatar equals nap time. I've got a makeup tip for all the ladies and any guys, I guess, that wear makeup. 8772 Radio U. You know where to turn when you need makeup tips. This guy.
Yeah, it's Hudson.
This comes courtesy of a UK-based makeup influencer. Her name is Sam Bagoom. I'm choosing to pronounce it that way, like she's a bean, a bagoom. She has shown how she saves time in the morning by preparing her makeup the night before. She puts her makeup, like all of her stuff, on saran wrap, plastic wrap. And then in the morning when she gets up, she puts that on her face, and then so that smears like all the stuff on the way she wanted it. And then she just kind of like finishes it out, but it takes much less time, of course, to do it that way
Yeah.
than it would to start from ground zero every morning.
Right. And she claims it's girl mathing her way to 20 more minutes of sleep.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I like. That's what I think this is. Allie, do you think that people are calling it meal prepping your makeup? You think this would actually, is this actually a realistic thing people could do?
I mean, she doesn't look bad. She does have to touch it up, as you pointed out.
Yeah.
But I think this just proves, like, when you do wear makeup that's like not a whole lot of makeup, it doesn't really make that big of a difference. Like, it's not gonna change your entire appearance. Now, there is some forms of makeup that absolutely can change your entire appearance, but that's like you caking it on and doing a whole bunch of like contouring and all that stuff. She's not really getting into that. She's getting into just like foundation and maybe a little bit of bronzer, but she's not going over the top with the makeup. So I think that's kind of the only way something like this would work, but I still wouldn't do this. I don't ever wear a full face of makeup. The most makeup I wear is like eyeshadow, mascara, and eyeliner. And for the most part, it's just mascara nowadays because I just do not have the will or time to want to actually put makeup on.
And you wouldn't be able to do. I don't know much about makeup.
Mascara you can't put
Mascara's like the
on.
only thing. That's the pencil for your eye, right?
No, that's eyeliner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But mascara is what you put on your eyelashes.
Right, yeah,
but
that's
that
what I
would
meant.
dry if you tried to put it on one of these saran wraps and then smear it on. That would be weird.
The saran wrap would be very accurate to that degree either. If it was gonna stay moist all night long.
Yeah, no way. So and when she does put it on the first time, like the saran wrap on her face, it's like completely blotchy and all over the place.
It has
so
to be smoothed out.
She has to touch it up. So it's not going to be a quick fix.
You think I should start wearing makeup?
No.
Why not?
I just told you I don't wear makeup. So
I know,
why
but
should
I have
you?
more-
I want you
because-
looking better than me.
I have a lot of blemishes though. I have way more blemishes. That's why.
I told you need to start using the pimple patches. I keep forgetting to bring them in for you.
Why not just go full on and put on makeup?
Because that actually is not good for your skin.
I think
to just cover up blemishes. You need to actually, make them go away with skincare and not cover them up, because that actually blocks your pores and your skin can get unhealthy if you just cover it up with makeup.
Yeah, because my skin's so healthy now. I think it'd be good if I started wearing makeup I think it'd be good for the show.
Maybe you should just wash your face.
I do wash my face.
Well, I mean, and start doing some more skincare stuff that will help, clear up your skin.
I think rather than treating the problem, I'd rather just cover it up.
No,
rather than just conceal it.
Covering doesn't help. It's a quick fix, but it doesn't help over time.
That's what I want. I want the quick fix.
Why?
Because
you're just gonna make it worse in the long run.
I think it's gonna be better for the show if people came to our YouTube channel, RadioU Mornings on YouTube, and the food fights looked much prettiher on there.
They look much prettier.
Yeah.
I don't think people are worried about
I think I'm scaring people away.
No, you're not.
I think so.
No.
Whether it's because of my blemishes or just I'm intimidating.
I mean, you can do whatever you want. So I'm not going to stop you from putting on the makeup, but I don't think it's necessary.
I think we should hire a makeup person.
A makeup artist?
Yeah, we're on camera all the time. I have unlocked the key to satisfaction in life. 8772 Radio U, an infinite money glitch, if you will, a life hack, and that is learning to rely on Jesus. It's actually a Bible verse if you want to look it up, Philippians 4:11-13. And that you can, no matter what circumstance you are in, be satisfied with where you are at. It doesn't mean you're happy that you're going through a struggle, but when you have a relationship with Jesus and you know that you can lean on him and rely on him no matter what you're going through, that is how to be satisfied, content, no matter where you are, in the great times and in the struggles of life.
Absolutely. I think that's so, so true. To find that joy, to find that contentment, to find that peace, it's truly a gift. It's a blessing that comes from a relationship with God. There's nothing else like it. No way to explain it to people. Like, we're trying our best to explain it, but you really do have to experience it for yourself.
It's a type of peace, but like what I said, where I've learned it, and that's what it says in the Bible as well. I think that's a key too. You start a relationship with God today, it's going to be one thing, but you don't have that history yet to look back on to realize that God has brought you through so many things. So it is kind of something you have to learn. You go through, the more time you spend with God and the more things that he brings you through, the more each and every subsequent time that you're like, oh, I need to be, it's hard to be satisfied right now. You can look at, oh yeah, God's brought me through that. He's gotten me through that. And so it starts today. The sooner you start it, the sooner you can have that feeling, and the more it grows over time.
Yeah, I love that imagery of learning it. It's a learned behavior and something that you grow in, you know? You're not going to be set on day one. That's not how it works. It's a process. But we trust the process, obviously, and we believe that God will be with us through every step of that process as we learn to kind of have that joy and have that contentment.
But it's like learning a language. You don't know how to, if I wanted to learn French, if I started today, I would know a very, very small amount. But I'd be learning, and then a year from now, I might be able to say 5 things. So, it's just the same way.
Yeah.
The option is open. The door is open to start wherever you are today, and it's just going to get better as you go. So find out what that's like. Why wait any longer? Say, hey, Jesus, I want you in my life. I want to know what satisfaction with life is like with you. And so show me that and help me to start to learn. And he will. And he'll start walking with you. And you can find out more at radiou.com/free gift.
Thanks for listening to the RadioU Podcast. Don't forget to rate and review the show.